Hey guys, today we're talking about Unit 5 critical thinking questions. I know we've only gone over lesson 1, so if you don't think you can answer these yet, you can wait and maybe read lesson 2 and they'll better help you answer them. But we're going to talk about the questions and some possible answers for those. Remember to get full credit in critical thinking questions. Let's look right here. You need to complete all components of the question. So if there's 2 or 3 parts, you need to answer all of those. Demonstrate in-depth understanding of the relevant concepts. So I don't want a yes or no answer. I want thorough, thought out answers. And I want you to use complete sentences and correct grammar. All right, so number 1, why do you think bees' role in helping plants grow is so crucial? You know, we've talked about whenever we're talking about our TED Talks lessons, we talked about bees and how important they are. Why are they so important? Well, one reason is because bees are the number one pollinators, right? In order to reproduce, plants need pollinators. They need plants, or they need pests, bugs, animals, to go from one plant to another, transferring their pollen to that other plant. That's how they reproduce and how we get more plants. Number 2, people eat a wide variety of plant foods. Which plant foods do you eat most often and why? So for me, I try to eat a lot of spinach just because it's really high in iron and vitamin K and very good for you. I eat a lot of green beans just because I really like them. Um, I try to stay open to a lot of different, I think I eat a pretty good variety of plants as well. Number 3, what features of plant biology are similar or comparable to the biology of humans and other animals? So think about the parts of a plant. What's similar between plants and humans or other animals? You may think nothing. There are some similar parts, think about some plants, how they need to reproduce. They need a male and a female part. Some plants do. Uh, some plants can be asexual, but some they have female parts. They have ovaries and ovules, just like a female human has, and that's what develops the fruit or their baby, which would be, or the seeds, which would be the same as where the female body reproduces. That's just one example. Think about the plant species that you recognize, including trees, edible plants, and flowers. How do you recognize them? Do you think you can identify most of the plants you see on an everyday basis? So, what are some things that point out to you? Like for a tree, how do you tell a cedar tree from an oak tree? Probably the leaves and the bark. Okay, you look at different aspects of the plant. You look at all of it. Leaf shapes. You look at stem types. You look at color. There are a lot of plants out there. It's hard to identify all of them. I know a lot of plants, but I cannot identify all of them that I see. However, I am getting better. So no, I can't identify all of them, but I can identify quite a few. And I use Google has like an app where you can scan your camera on a plant and you can actually see, it'll tell you what that plant is. So that's really handy. And then the last one, plants can grow wild or be cultivated. What are some ways that farmers and gardeners can increase a plant's chance of flourishing? So how can we make a plant do better? Well, remember, there are things such as fertilizer that can boost plants' growth. There are controlling weeds to make sure that plant is getting the optimum room for growth. There is plant food that you can feed plants.